Self-introduction is a crucial part of your interview, and you should introduce yourself in a confident voice, because the moment you open your mouth, you are gonna tell the whole world who you are.
So speak confidently and eloquently.
Self-introduction helps you make your first impression, and we always say the first impression is the last impression, isn't it? The self-introduction can make your life or break your life in respect of your professional or personal relationships. Self introductions are your way of introducing yourself to others. It is basically a summary of what do you do, where do you come from, and other things that might be important for the listener to have a good conversation with you. An excellent self introduction gives you a competitive edge when you meet people like managers, interviewers, supervisors, or anyone you have recently met. It is essential to create a good image of yourself in people's minds. How will people perceive you? It all depends on your self introduction. So, a good introduction is vital, and when you have a good introduction, you can convey essential details about yourself clearly and directly to the opposite person. A good and compelling opening makes your conversation more engaging. It creates a good image in their mind, isn't it? Generally, a self introduction highlights who you are, what you do, and what others need to know about you. When you go for an interview, what is an essential part? The essential part is to attract the board members with an attractive introduction. While delivering your introduction, your face should not be like a bulldog chewing a wasp. There should not be a pensive or melancholy expression on your face. What do you need to have? You need to have a smile on your face. Smile is the best way to introduce yourself. So you should smile and be confident while introducing yourself. But it doesn't mean that you should laugh. Interviewers usually ask you, tell me about yourself or tell us about yourself. Some interviewers may ask you to describe in 3 words instead of describing your full self introduction. In that case, what are you gonna say? Got confused? I will talk about this in a while. If you are well prepared before your interview, it will calm your nerves and also help you remain relaxed. So don't forget to research the company you are applying for a job, and if possible also explore things about the person interviewing you. Presenting yourself as confident and intelligent will make the interviewer perceive that you are the right candidate for the job. Your interviewer knows the role you are applying for and has gone through your resume. Still, you should prepare a few short statements to make sure they know who you are and the role you are interviewing. Please keep in mind that your introduction should be brief. Nobody wants to devote their valuable time to knowing about you in detail. A brief introduction is sufficient, so please speak to the point. Let's see how you should introduce yourself. The first thing is your name. Before the interview, you should write down your self introduction in your notebook. But when you are writing a self introduction after greetings, the first thing that you need to mention is your name. You should always greet the interviewers with thanks before starting the introduction speech. It would be best if you take a deep breath before beginning a self introduction speech. If the interviewer has already mentioned your name while asking about your self introduction, in that case, you don't have to mention your name in your introduction. If you mention your name, it would be a mistake. The interviewer will assume that you are not a good observer and you have mugged up your self introduction. It should never come out that you have mugged up the statements of your self introduction. You can change it according to the situation. For example, the interviewer says, "So, Mr. Rajiv, tell me something about yourself." In this case, you don't make the mistake of iterating your name and any other information which the interviewers have mentioned during interaction before the self introduction. You don't make the mistake of repeating the information in your self introduction. But you can always start with, "As you already know, my name." After saying this, you can continue with the flow of the rest of the introduction. You can also mention your native place if it is relevant to the job you are applying for. But that is not so important. You can exclude it just to make the introduction short if you wish. Next comes your job title or experience you have gained over time. If you have just finished college and haven't acquired any work experience, you are unemployed and you are seeking for a job, then you need to mention your educational background, degree, and certificates you have acquired. For example, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Vikas and I have just completed my BTech in mechanical engineering. If you are a fresher, you can include your academic achievements like being a school or college topper or class topper. You can also mention your extracurricular activities like representing your college in competitions and conferences. You can talk about your internship experiences. You can also say, I am a fresher and I think I can enhance my skill through foundation training and prove it in the company's service. Suppose you already have a job and want to switch it. In that case, you can include years of your work experience, the name of the companies you worked with, the name of the projects you worked on, about your responsibilities in the company, the awards and recognition you have received, and any other additional professional courses you have taken for your career growth. Experiences are essential tools to attract interviewers. So you must include your work experience in your self introduction. For example, previously I worked at so and so company. You need to explain the relevant experience to the job you are applying. You may be disqualified if you mention irrelevant experience and you won't know about that. You would be wondering what could be the reason for your rejection. So be careful. After that, you must mention your hobby, passion, or interest. If you don't have a hobby, it is high time to create one. Even if you are not interested, you need to work on some kind of hobby. You can't say that you don't have any hobbies. If you say that, you will be out of the game of getting a job. You need to create a hobby at least to get a job, and you should know all about that hobby which you are gonna mention in your interview. You can create hobbies like reading books, exploring new things, traveling, writing stories, cooking, playing games, listening to music, learning new skills, new things, art, video editing, and many more other hobbies you can develop. After that, you need to mention about your short term and long term plans. For example, you could say my short term plan is to get a job in a reputed company where I can improve my skills and gain confidence and experience, which can build my career and help the organization too. And my long term plan is to attain the highest position in my field of work and to become a valuable part of the company. After that, you need to mention your strengths and weaknesses. It will be better if you include relevant strengths. For example, if you are applying for an IT expert, you should explain information technology related skills. If you are applying for a marketing and human resource manager, then you should demonstrate communication and management related skills. But apart from that, you can also mention other strengths if you have one. For example, you could say my strength is I am fast to pick things up, adaptable, and able to maintain my point of view in front of others. I also have good management abilities. I have soft skills, good communication skills, time management skills, and a positive attitude. I am honest, ambitious, punctual on time, hardworking, and quick and self-learner, and a self-motivated person. I am always a people person, flexible, confident, friendly, and able to work with a team. You can also say I have so much knowledge in the technical side of MS Office, speed type is 30, C language, and you can add some more things according to your strength. You don't have to talk about all these strengths that I just mentioned. If you say all these together, nobody is gonna believe you. So choose the words according to your strength. You can't tell a lie because a lie cannot be hidden for long. It will easily come out during interaction. So be careful and always be truthful. After strengths, you can talk about your weakness. This is the section where you need to speak carefully. If you mentioned a weakness which is really required for the job, then you are blotting your copybook. Sometimes you need to talk about your weakness, which will indirectly indicate your strength. For example, you could say, my weakness is I feel uncomfortable and restless until I finish the work assigned to me. But I am working on this. My other weakness is when someone needs my help, I can't stop or resist myself from helping them. And due to this, I end up delaying my work. Let's see one more weakness. When someone is arguing or fighting
In my friend circle,
I can't resist involving and solving their problem, which in turn wastes a lot of my time. I know this is a good thing to do, but I lose my time. You can also say, if you wish, that you have an anger problem, but you have worked on and controlled it, which has produced a new version of yourself. You can also say that your weakness is if someone hurts you, you don't forget things easily. You keep thinking about the incident. It takes time for you to ignore the people who hurt you. Another weakness you can talk about is your nature of calling a spade, which in turn caused you to trouble many times. Call a spade means saying things directly, straightforward, and truthfully without caring if someone gets hurt. Another weakness you could say is you can't deny people who invite you to some social gathering even if you don't want to go. Another weakness you can talk about is overthinking. And let me tell you one more weakness which you can mention during your interview is you trust people easily. You can refer or write down these weaknesses in your notebook. It will help you in your interview. But very important, be yourself. Don't copy others. In the end, you can say that's all about me, sir or madam. Thank you so much for considering my profile. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute my skill and grow as a recruiter in your company. Let me tell you one more thing. Some interviewers may ask you to describe yourself in just 3 words instead of describing your full self introduction. In that case, you could say, I am creative, hard worker, and tech savvy person. You can also say, I am a fast learner, self motivated, and versatile person. So, well prepared for this, write down these statements of self introduction and practice them. You can call a friend or a family member to practice introducing yourself. The mirror is a great practice tool, too, isn't it? Before I should sum it up, let me tell you golden words. Always remember, your life's value depends on where you are placing yourself. Let me make it clearer. If you put yourself in a vegetable market, you are worth 20 rupees. If you put yourself in the museum, you are worth 2 lakhs. But if you place yourself in an antique shop, you are worth 20 lakhs. Different platforms and positions bring different values to your life. Life is full of possibilities, and we all have the power to shape our journey. All the best for your bright future and stay blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video.